Okay, we are approaching Lock 13 on the Erie Canal. We've just been given the green light to go ahead. Thus far, I've not managed to capture the entire sequence of locking, so I'm going to try to do that while also fulfilling my duties as a deckhand. So yeah, there's 35 locks, I think, on the Erie Canal. So we started at the west end in Lockport, and we've done a significant number of these so far. Mostly pretty smoothly, but we'll see how this goes. So it's pretty old school. You steer the boat into the lock. They close the door behind you. They fill in they drain the water so that you're at the level of the next part of the canal or river, and then they open the opposite doors and let you on your way. So we'll see. And they're all tended by a lock tender who gets you in, gets you through. Yep. Good afternoon. How's it going? Good. I know, it could be worse, right? Great, beautiful. It's actually a great time of year to do this. Nobody's around and the colors are out.
Exactly. You get the scenery and everything.
Yep, it's beautiful.
It's been like a slow year because of COVID, late start too.
That too, yeah.
But, that's good for you guys. That means you don't have to worry about it.
Yep. So what we're going to try to do, so you have two choices. You can grab onto one of these ropes, or you can get a line around one of these pipes. So we're going to try to get a line around a pipe so that I can stay filming. But generally what you do is you get your boat affixed either by manually holding on to a line or getting a line around a pipe and then holding on to that. And then you kind of fend the boat off from the sides because you really don't want the boat to hit. You don't want your fenders to explode. And then you hold on. It's pretty, like I said, it's pretty old school. They haven't really changed it how it's done in a while. So that's the pipe we're going to try to get. Whoa, we're so high. Well done. So I'm just going to try to fend this off here. So we've got the line around here, so it's going to drop as we do. Oh! Get. So I guess I can't do two things at once. But Dad rescued our favorite boat hook. I'm sorry.
For the second time.
The first time really wasn't my fault. So I don't know if you can see, they've closed the gates behind us. Now the lock tender is going to walk down from the one little house to the next one. And he's going to let the water out. And then these gates are going to open.
Are you folks planning on heading to Lock 12 next?
Yeah, we can try to make it for, is it 12 or 13?
Yeah,
This is 13.
this is 13.
12, yeah.
To 12. I don't know if we'll get there in time. But
To the top of 12, yeah, I guess.
yeah, definitely to the top. Is there a place to stay at the top? Could we tie up?
Any of these locks, actually, if you want to tie off on the snubbing posts.
Great.
At the top of 12, yeah, it's a combination for all motors. So.
Okay.
But,
We're trying to see the ruin. Okay, 12.
yep, yeah, this Erie crossing down there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, they had the old remnants of the canal, and the canal trail, they got a tow path out there for winter. You could actually walk along where the old canal sat. So
One of the guides said you can anchor in that creek.
see that I'm not sure.
It looks like it's deep enough there. I don't know where the
Yeah, I wouldn't want to say anything in case it's not
Yeah,
deep enough.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd recommend the top of 12, but from there, the sky's the limit.
You can just walk back. I think it's
Yeah, absolutely, sure. Yep.
Okay.
That sounds good. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great night, guys.
You too.
Thank you.
So yeah, that was an example of the accommodation of the lock tenders here at the Erie Canal. Because one of the things you got to do is you got to make sure that you've got a place to stay every night, and you've got a place that's secure for your boat, and you don't want to go anywhere in the middle of the night that you don't intend to. And you really do have to tie up at night, because the locks and a bunch of the bridges, the ones that you can't get under that need to be moved for you, they close at 5. So if you heard the part of the conversation about getting to lock 12, it was about whether we'd get there by the time the lock actually closed. So you can't just go straight through like you could sailing, across the ocean or down the intercoastal waterway. You gotta wait. So here's our line. And we're just gonna try to keep it. So yeah, the other method that we've been using most of the time when they don't have these pipes is that Dad and I will each grab one of these lines here, and then you're kind of two-handing it, because you got to have one hand on the line and then one hand kind of fending the boat off from the side. But as you can see, we're already dropping. Some of the locks have been 6 or 8 feet. Some of them, one of the ones we did this morning was actually 40. Most of them obviously are in between the two. Yeah, I can't imagine this has changed a whole lot, at least since they installed, they've obviously redone the lock a couple times, because after its original construction, it became extremely popular and commercially important to this region, and the whole United States. So they widened it a couple times, deepened it, reduced the number of locks from 80 some, was it? It was like 80 some locks to the 35. But pretty much the technology that's in place right now, it's obviously really well maintained, but you've still kind of got the electric motor powering the doors, and the hydraulics of the water being pumped out and then in. Yeah, it's a pretty good system if you have to get a boat halfway across the country, I guess. Still going down. It's my mom piloting. Yeah, you gotta watch for there's sometimes current from the water, how the water is draining or coming in, and then there's also wind can be a factor. And then momentum and stuff too. This is a pretty heavy boat, so definitely had some issues in the past with how even though you don't think you're going very fast, or you're not really going very fast, the momentum making it difficult to control when you're coming into a place like this and you need to actually stop and grab onto a line. Especially since you're doing it with your own like human strength next to a large inanimate object. So it looks like we're near the end of this pipe, which implies we're near the end of our journey. So Dad's getting the lines ready to release so that we can make our getaway. But my favorite part, I think, is when the lock doors open. 'Cause it's kind of creepy and dramatic. So he's gonna let go of this line, pull it back in, and we're gonna head through the doors.
Great.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Enjoy the rest of your trip.
Thank you.
The guy that's working down there, I think he's familiar with the Erie crossing, so I'll give him a call if you have any questions.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Take care, guys.
And then just so you can see, here's where we came from. That back wall, and then you can see the dam and the spillway over here for control the water flow. We are on the Mohawk River. So this was when the canal, one of the redos, they moved the canal back to the riverbed for a long part of the way. So we have been following the Mohawk, and that was Lock 13.